guys, so today's tutorial is going to be a drugstore no makeup look. Tons of people out there want to just look naturally beautiful. They don't want to come across like they have a cake face full of makeup. They want to accentuate their natural beauty and just cover up their imperfections without necessarily making it look like they're wearing anything extra. Now, this tutorial is going to be all drugstore except for the brows, but I'm not doing a full brow routine, so it really doesn't matter if you don't have the Anastasia Brow Wiz. You can totally achieve this with a drugstore brow pencil. Well, instead of me just rambling for 8,000 years as to why you should just watch the video, just watch it if you want to learn how to do a drugstore no makeup look. First thing I'm going to want to do is prime my skin. So I'm going to be using the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser by Maybelline. You can actually counteract your skin and make it more oily by using too much product. You might be thinking like, oh my god, I want to fill all my pores, but like the more product you use, the more slippery your skin is going to be, and you are still building like a layer beneath your foundation. So you want to have just enough to fill your pores and fill those lines, but not where your hands are like slipping and sliding all over your face. So one thing I've been doing more lately is taking my beauty sponge and actually pressing in my primer, like literally super lightly, but just to soak up any excess again, because I don't want like a thick film of it underneath my foundation. All right, you guys who have seen this before, I'm sure you know what my next step is. Of course, covering all these acne marks. So I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in 25 medium. And all I do is pat the color over the marks, and then I'll be pressing it into the skin. I'm not someone who like does color correcting. I mean, I probably could and should for a more flawless look, but I am honestly not too picky with my foundation. Like, I know I'm not gonna look like an airbrushed person that walks out of a magazine, and I'm sure everybody on the street that sees me know that's not the case either. So, I don't know, I don't need to be like extremely perfect. I'm more concerned with my texture of foundation more than like perfect, flawless color with zero, imperfections underneath. So now taking the beauty sponge, I'm only using light pressure because I don't want to smear out the product. I just want to soak up any excess, but still allow that extra coverage in those places. So now we're going to be moving on to the foundation. My go-to drugstore foundation is the Loreal True Match. Now I have to mix like usually 2 colors, if not more. I usually have the W6 and W7. W6 is Sun Beige, W7 is Caramel Beige. And that's just because, like, look at the color of my arm compared to the color of my face. My body has extremely yellow undertones, which is why I need something like the Sun Beige. But if I were to just stick this color on my face and like blend down to my neck, obviously my chest is lighter than my body as well, so it would just be like a hot mess. Now the L'Oreal True Match is a thin foundation. It doesn't oxidize too much either. So I'm literally just painting this all over. So now I have my sponge, and I'm just gonna go and tap lightly. The smaller the taps and the lighter the taps, the more coverage you are going to get. And I rotate my sponge a lot as I'm like going around, so that way it's not completely saturated with product and it actually can soak up any excess. This isn't necessarily supposed to be like a total full coverage look, but at the same time, you saw me, I'm covering up my acne scars. I am adding a full layer of foundation. You're going to look flawless without being cakey. So now I do want to conceal a tiny bit under my eyes. I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Creamy Beige, and I'm going to keep it very close to my eye and not use too much product. Doing my chin because that is a high point, and I'm also going to bring a couple dots down my nose as well, just to again give my face some dimension, because we're not going to be doing any hard like contouring or highlighting. So then just go in with your sponge and blend it out. Like I said, we're not going to be doing any hardcore like highlighting and contouring. I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild, what is this? Concealer stick, and this is in the color Cocoa. And I am going to do a tiny bit. Now, usually I bring my lines from here, like all the way down to here. All I want to do is go about halfway than what I usually would. Ooh, I went a little longer. But about halfway, and a tiny bit across the forehead and down the nose. Now very quickly, because this stuff does like settle in, I'm going to blend this out. And again, I'm blending with a beauty sponge, which is just going to give us a more natural appearance. So adding the tiniest amount is really going to give your face some dimension. Like I said, you don't want to like full on contour or highlight. Obviously that's not very natural looking at all. When you like turn your face in different lighting, it does still create shadows, giving you a nice contoured natural appearance. It's kind of like a facelift, but for $2.99. We want our forehead to appear bigger. Bigger. We want our forehead to appear smaller. Again, without any harsh lines, it almost just looks like the sun, you know, has tanned your forehead. It's very natural looking. Super subtle, but still makes a difference in your face. Now, I do want to set my face before I go on and add any mascara or fill in my brows. So to set my face, I'm using the Airspun loose powder, and I'm taking the little poofy thing that comes with it, dusting off any excess and just lightly patting that all over. Once you have the powder all over, just lightly dust it off. So I'm going in and I'm going to bake directly underneath my eyes, and this is only because I have a ton of under eye like creasing. And I do not want any of those products to crease underneath. So while that is baking, we're gonna move on to our brows. And my brows, I usually create like an artificial arch right here where it starts to like taper down. I'm not gonna be doing that at all. All I'm doing is taking the pencil and doing light little flicking motions to darken my brow up and bring more attention to it, not changing the shape of it. Now, once I do that, I'm just going to brush through to make it look as natural as possible. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. If you feel the need to carve out your brows or do like a full-on brow routine for this look, there's nothing wrong with that. Personally, I do have relatively hairy brows. I also like the hairy brow look, so I'm able to pull something off like this when I'm trying to go for a no makeup look. Next, what I'm gonna do is take my Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. This is in the color Deep Brown, which is their darkest color, and it literally has these little like fibers that'll latch onto your brows and just make them look a little darker, a little thicker, and you can really play with the structure of them. It is a brow mascara, so like what I like to do is brush the front of my brows upwards and like forward to make them look like really fuzzy and furrowed. And then I'll just kind of follow the natural arch of my brow. I ended that sentence like I was about to keep saying something, but I really wasn't. Now this brow mascara by Maybelline is literally like everything to me. I literally have right in front of me the Benefit Gimme Brow, and I don't know, I honestly like the Maybelline Brow Precise better, and it might be because of the brush. I don't like the whole spoolie thing. I like how it has like a comb. Clean off my lips. As well as my nose ring. Now to give my face a little more definition, I'm going to take my L'Oreal True Match Foundation Powder. So this is just usually what I would do to cover my entire face right now, to kind of color correct a little more for my arms. But I'm going to take this and only put it in certain spots. So I have an angled brush, a big angled brush. I'm just going to swirl it into there, tap it off, and press into all the places that we had gone in with that, that liquid concealer to kind of give us a mock contour. And this is just, again, going to give us like a very natural, like sun hit your face type of tan. So now for a highlight, I want something very natural, very like glowing within. Obviously, if you have like a chunky highlighter on your face, it's kind of a dead giveaway that like you put a little extra effort into your look today. I'm taking this L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer, and you guys have seen me use this in my dewy foundation routine. Now this is another way that you can use this primer. So it's very like white and glittery, but not chunky at all. I'm gonna take it and pat it where I would usually be highlighting my skin. Now with a beauty sponge, I'm just lightly pressing that in. And it's not going to change the look of our foundation at all. It's not sitting on top of it at all. It's literally just catching the light every time you turn your face. And lastly, before I add mascara, what I want to do is set my face. I don't like to do mascara and then set it, because when the mascara gets wet, whether it's waterproof or not, it's going to leave some residue like on your eyelids or like underneath your eyes. So I'm going in with the NYX Matte Finishing Spray, and I'm going in with it. Alright, for lips, I'm using Blistex. Now you can 100% leave the face as is without any mascara. I am going to add some mascara just so you could see what it would look like. I am not going to be adding a shit ton of mascara. Like if I'm trying to look natural, I just want my lashes to look longer, maybe a little fuller, but I'm not gonna coat like layers and layers and layers on to give myself like a false lash appearance. For lashes, I'm using the L'Oreal Waterproof Voluminous Carbon Black. And I'm like taking the brush and brushing off the excess. I love, love, love the product itself. Sometimes if you don't do this to your brush, it'll eventually like cake up on there and you can get a little messy. All right, taking that off, and I'm just gonna be like looking this way. So I'm taking it and brushing it up, and this is just to, again, darken my actual lashes. I'm not doing too much like vicious moving or anything, and I also don't want to get this product on like my lash line or anything like that, because that'll give us like a fake eyeliner look. And you can see, comparing the two, what mascara does to this look. This side of my face is like, I just woke up out of bed, I'm naturally gorgeous, like I don't have to try in life. And then this side is like, okay, I may have some stuff on my face, but I'm still naturally very pretty. Voila! Okay, and now without putting any extra product on the brush, I am oh so lightly just coating my bottom lashes, just enough to give them a darker look, but not necessarily like make them I just hit the end of my brush on my nose, but because I went and like wiped all that shit off, just saved me a shit ton of patchwork. Alright guys, this is the final look. Now a look like this, like a no makeup routine, I would pair with like a messy hairstyle, something grungy like a bun, or maybe some French braids, or like half up, half down. By pairing the two, it gives you more of like a natural appearance and not like you're necessarily trying to look like pristine and well kept. Well, thank you for watching. If this is your first time, welcome. Don't forget to click on some other videos. If you've watched me 8,000 times, I love you guys. Thank you for coming back. This look as a whole will probably take me about 20 minutes. Super easy, super fast, and extremely affordable. Literally everything but the brow pencil was drugstore. And again, if I had a drugstore brow pencil to use, I would have used it. Don't forget to check the description bar below. Follow me on social medias as well. You can find all of those links in the description bar, as well as all of the products I am using. Ha! I just dropped one of my products and I caught it in between my thighs. Who needs a thigh gap? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That would mean the world to me. And as always, thank you for watching and stay tuned for more videos.